Picture this, your own family, the people who are supposed to love and protect you unconditionally, break into your home, assault you and steal your credit card. All for a luxury vacation you paid for. But they made one colossal mistake. They messed with the wrong daughter. And I was about to make sure their dream trip turned into their absolute worst nightmare. My name is Jessica Chen and I'm 32 years old. 4 years I've been the responsible one in my family. I'm a financial analyst in Seattle, pulling in a comfortable 6-figure salary after grinding through countless late nights. My younger sister Amber is 28. She works part-time when she feels like it, and has 2 kids from a previous relationship. While I was building a career, Amber got pregnant at 19, dropped out of college, and bounced between my parents' house and various boyfriends. But somehow in my parents' eyes, she was always the one who needed endless chances, endless support. I was just expected to have it all together. The idea for this trip started innocently enough, about 3 months before the actual disaster. We were at my parents' house for dinner, and my mom Linda was complaining about how stressed everyone was, how we never spent quality time together. My dad Robert chimed in suggesting a nice getaway. I, ever the planner, thought, why not somewhere tropical? Somewhere we can truly relax. Amber's eyes lit up. Oh my God, yes. Trevor and I have been dying to get away. Trevor. He was Amber's new boyfriend of about 8 months. A car salesman with an overly confident personality my parents mistook for charm. And just like that, he was part of family plans. I should have seen the massive red flag waving then, but I wanted to be the bigger person. I wanted to prove I wasn't the jealous sister they sometimes painted me to be. I was thinking Costa Rica, I continued, already pulling up resorts on my laptop. There's this amazing all-inclusive place I've researched, private beaches, spa services, the whole 9 yards. My mom clapped her hands. Jessica, that sounds wonderful. How much would something like that cost? I'd already done the math. For all of us, probably around $15,000 for the week, flights, accommodation, meals, activities. My dad whistled low. That's steep. The words were out of my mouth before I could second-guess them. I can cover it. Consider it my treat. A small part of me wanted to do something genuinely nice, to create a week where we could all be together without the usual tension. But a larger part of me desperately hoped this would finally make my parents see me as more than just the family ATM. Amber squealed and hugged me. Jess, you're the best. The kids are going to love this. Well, actually, I said carefully, I was thinking this might be more of an adults-only trip, so we can all really relax. The temperature in the room dropped about 20 degrees. My mother used that tone I knew so well. Jessica, Amber can't just leave Chloe and Mason behind. They're 6 and 4. They need their mother. Amber cut me off. Brad's not reliable, and I'm not leaving my babies for a whole week. That's non-negotiable. I backed down. I always did. Okay, fine. The kids can come. We spent the rest of the evening planning. Everyone crowded around my laptop, picking out rooms and excursions. I made a list, me, my parents, Amber, Chloe, and Mason. 5 people total, with the kids counting as half price. That night, I put down a substantial deposit on my credit card. My parents promised to chip in for extras, a promise I knew from experience would amount to nothing. Amber's offer to help with the kids' expenses was laughable, but I didn't care about the money. I made good money. What I truly cared about was having one decent vacation where maybe, just maybe, my parents would finally see me as family, not just their personal bank. Over the next few months I handled everything. Flights, rental cars, the 3-bedroom villa, snorkeling, a zipline tour, the works. Amber was initially enthusiastic, texting me swimsuit pictures. My parents seemed excited too, my dad talking about deep-sea fishing, my mom researching spa treatments. Then, about 2 weeks before the trip, Trevor became a more serious fixture. Amber's Facebook status changed, and she posted endless photos of them together. I'd met him at my dad's birthday dinner. He spent the evening boasting about sales numbers and making crude jokes, which my dad inexplicably found hilarious. My mom gushed about Amber finding a good man. I just bit my tongue. By the way, if you're still hooked on this wild ride, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, I've got more stories that are just as unbelievable, if not more so. I should have known something was brewing. My family had a pattern of making decisions without me, then expecting me to just fall in line. But nothing could have prepared me for the message I received at 11 p.m. Exactly 7.5 hours before our scheduled flight. It was from my mother. Jessica, honey, we need to talk about the vacation. Amber really wants Trevor to come, and with his kids too. There's just not enough space. We think it would be better if you stayed home this time. Don't come to the trip. Your sister's boyfriend and her kids need your spot. We'll make it up to you another time. Love you. I stared at my phone, rereading it 3 times. Disbelief. I called my mom immediately. No answer. I called again. Still no answer. My hands were shaking as I typed a response. Mom, I organized this entire trip. I paid for everything. You're telling me I'm uninvited from a vacation I planned and funded? The three dots appeared, disappeared, then reappeared. Finally, her response. It's complicated, sweetie. Amber and Trevor are really building something special, and she wants him to be part of family memories. You understand, right? You can take a trip anytime with your job and money. Before I could even process that, my phone buzzed again. A text from my father. Your mother's right. Let the real family enjoy. Don't try to ruin it. Trevor's basically family now, and Amber needs our support. You're being selfish as usual. Let the real family enjoy. Those words hit me like a physical blow. 32 years of being the responsible daughter, showing up, loaning money that was never repaid, listening to endless drama. And I wasn't real family. My vision blurred with angry tears. I typed a response to my father, a line in the sand, then let her handle the extras too. I meant it. If I wasn't real family, they could figure out their own expenses. The remaining $9,000 for the trip was due upon check-in, plus all the add-ons I'd prepaid. I was sitting on my couch, numb with shock, when I heard a car pull into my driveway. Nearly midnight. My father's SUV. All four doors opened. My parents, Amber and Trevor, piled out, moving fast, purposefully toward my front door. My dad tried the knob, locked as always. Then he started pounding. Jessica, open up. We need to talk about this like adults. I yelled back. I don't want to talk right now. You've made your position clear. Amber's voice joined in. Stop being dramatic. Just give us your card so we can finalize everything. You're not going anyway. The sheer audacity of it stole my breath. They wanted my credit card. Absolutely not. I screamed. Get off my property. My mother's voice, that commanding Jessica Marie tone from my childhood, echoed through the night. I didn't answer. What happened next was a blur of terror. A crash of glass from my kitchen. They'd smashed the window next to my back door. I grabbed my phone, fumbling to call the police, but before I could dial, the back door flew open. Trevor came through first, followed by my father. I backed away, phone still raised. I'm calling the cops. I warned. Don't be ridiculous, my father scoffed. We're family. We're just here to get what we need. Trevor moved fast. I tried to run to my bedroom, but he grabbed my arm, his grip like iron. My phone clattered to the floor. Just calm down, he said, his voice deceptively soothing. Let go of me. I shrieked. My mother and Amber entered now. My mom looked distressed but said nothing to Trevor. Amber was already rummaging through my purse on the kitchen counter. My wallet's in there. My cards. I shouted. I know, Amber replied, pulling it out. I struggled harder against Trevor's hold. This is insane. You're committing a crime. We're borrowing what we need, my father said, scanning my living room. His eyes landed on my laptop. Is that logged into your accounts? Don't touch that. Trevor's grip shifted. Suddenly he pushed me hard. I stumbled backward, my head hitting the sharp corner of my bookshelf. A blinding, searing pain exploded through my skull. The last thing I heard was my mother's horrified gasp. Oh God, Robert, she's bleeding. Then everything went dark. I woke up to silence. My head throbbed with a pain so intense I thought I might vomit. I was lying on my living room floor. It took several seconds for the memory to rush back. I touched the back of my head. Dried blood was matted in my hair. The room spun as I sat up. My phone was still on the floor. 12:47 a.m. I'd been unconscious for maybe 30 or 40 minutes. My purse was open, contents strewn across the counter. My wallet was gone. I stumbled into my bedroom, checked my emergency credit card, also gone. They had taken everything and left me bleeding on my floor. I should have called the police immediately, but my head was swimming. Instead, I pulled up my banking app. My primary credit card showed a new charge. $8,947.32 to Costa Paraiso Resort. Posted just 20 minutes ago. The final balance. With shaking hands, I called my bank's 24-hour customer service. This is Jessica Chun, I managed. I need to report fraudulent charges. Monica, the rep, was efficient. She saw the charge. It wasn't authorized by me. My credit card was stolen from my home. Monica was apologetic, canceling my card and flagging the charge as fraud. I'm also going to put an alert on your other accounts just to be safe, she said. Is there anything else I can help with tonight? A cold clarity, sharp as the pain in my head, washed over me. Actually, yes. I have a booking with that resort. I made it 3 months ago as the primary account holder. What happens to that booking now that I've disputed the final payment? She typed for a moment. Okay, I see your original booking. When we reverse the charge for fraud, the resort is notified. Most resorts have a policy that if the final balance isn't settled, the reservation is automatically canceled. Since your flight is tomorrow and you're disputing the payment, they'll likely cancel the whole thing. My heart hammered. So, everyone on the reservation will be canceled? That's correct, Monica confirmed. The entire booking is under your name and card. If the payment is reversed for fraud, the resort won't honor it for anyone. How long does that notification take? I asked, my voice eerily calm. It's automatic. They probably already have it. Thank you, Monica. You've been incredibly helpful. I hung up, heart pounding, and checked the time. 1:15 a.m. Their flight was at 6:30 a.m. They'd need to leave for the airport by 4:30 a.m. I pulled up the reservation confirmation, clicked the Manage Booking link. The screen showed all 5 original names: Linda Chan, Robert Chan, Amber Chan, Chloe Martinez, Mason Martinez. As the primary booker, I had full control. I clicked Modify Reservation and started removing names. First Amber, then the kids, then my parents. The system asked me to confirm each deletion. Yes, yes, yes. Then I canceled all the add-ons. Spa treatments, snorkeling, zipline, kids club, premium meal plan. Everything. When I was done, the reservation showed just one name, Jessica Chen. 1 villa, no add-ons, and a note that the final payment had been disputed as fraud. I hit refresh. An error message popped up. This reservation has been flagged for payment issues and is under review by our billing department. I checked my email. A new message from Costa Paraiso Resort, timestamped 1:18 a.m. Dear Ms. Chan, we have received notification from your financial institution that the final payment for reservation #CR438292 has been disputed as fraudulent. As per our booking policy, this reservation has been automatically canceled. All guest names have been removed from our system. I read it 3 times. Then, despite the throbbing in my head, I started to laugh. They were going to show up at the airport, fly 7 hours, take the shuttle to the resort, and discover nothing. No reservation. No rooms. No meals. My phone buzzed. A text from Amber. Got everything sorted. Thanks for making this possible, even if you're being weird about it. Have fun staying home. The casual cruelty of it made my stomach churn. I didn't respond. Another text came, this time from Trevor's number. No hard feelings, Jess. Family stuff is complicated. Maybe next time. They'd already added him to the family text chain. Perfect. I finally forced myself up and assessed the damage. The kitchen window was shattered, glass everywhere. The back door hung crooked on its hinges. Blood on my bookshelf and floor. I took photos of everything with my phone, then called the non-emergency police line. Officer Martinez arrived 40 minutes later. He was patient as I explained, though I could tell he found the family dynamics baffling. So your family broke into your house and assaulted you to steal your credit card for a vacation you planned? He repeated, writing in his notepad. Yes. And you want to press charges? I hesitated. This was my family. The idea of having them arrested made me sick. Officer Martinez must have seen my expression. Miss Chan, this is burglary and assault. These are serious crimes. The fact that they're related to you doesn't make it legal. I know. I just need to think about it. He assured me he'd file the report regardless. After he left, I drove myself to the ER. Mild concussion. Instructions to monitor symptoms. I got home at 4 a.m. exhausted and in pain. My phone alarm went off at 6 a.m. The reminder for our flight. I turned it off. Checked the family group chat. My dad had sent a message at 5 a.m. from the airport. This is going to be an amazing week. My mom can't wait to relax on the beach. Thanks again, Jessica, for making this happen even though you decided not to come. Decided not to come. As if I'd had a choice. Amber sent a selfie of her, Trevor, and the kids at the gate, all excited. I felt a brief pang of guilt for the kids, but I pushed it away. Amber had chosen to involve them. She participated in breaking into my house and taking my card. She'd known I was injured and left anyway. The flight was 7 hours. They'd land around 1:30 p.m. Costa Rica time. Then customs, luggage, shuttle. They wouldn't reach the resort until 5 or 6 p.m. at the earliest. I spent the day alternating between trying to sleep and checking my phone. No new messages from them, they were in the air. I called a locksmith, then a window repair company. Both scheduled for Monday. At 4 p.m. my time, my phone exploded. A call from my mother. I didn't answer. A text from my dad. Jessica, call me now. From Amber. What the hell did you do? From my mom. How could you be so vindictive? The kids are crying. Trevor even chimed in. This is beyond messed up. I put my phone on silent, made myself dinner. My head still ached, but the pain meds helped. I ate slowly, methodically, as my phone continued to light up. After dinner I finally looked. My mother's long text. We got to the resort and they said they have no reservation for any of us. They said you canceled everything and reported the payment as fraud. Jessica, we are stranded in Costa Rica with no place to stay. Your father tried using his card, but everything is sold out because it's peak season. How are we supposed to get through this week? Please call the resort and fix this immediately. I almost laughed. She still thought I'd solved their problems. My father's messages were angrier. This is financial abuse. We could sue you for this. You committed fraud by canceling a family vacation. I knew you were jealous of Amber, but this is a new low. Call me back right now or I'm never speaking to you again. Amber's text evolved into name-calling. You're such a petty expletive. You always have to ruin everything because you're alone and miserable. Trevor and I are going to remember this forever. You're dead to me. I typed out a response and sent it to the family group chat. You broke into my house, assaulted me, and stole my credit card. I have a police report documenting everything, including photos of my injuries and the damage to my home. I reported the charges as fraud because they were fraud. I didn't authorize them. The resort canceled the reservation because the payment was fraudulent. These are the consequences of your choices. I suggest you contact the police if you think I've done something illegal. Otherwise, figure out your own accommodation in Costa Rica. And don't contact me again. I attached the photos, the broken window, the damaged door, the blood on my bookshelf. My phone immediately started ringing. My mother. My father. Amber. I declined each one. A video call from Amber. Against my better judgment, I answered. Amber's face, red and blotchy from crying, filled the screen. Behind her, an airport terminal, palm trees visible through the windows. Chloe and Mason sat on suitcases, Mason crying. How could you do this to them? Amber hissed, venomous even in a whisper. They're children, Jessica. Innocent children who were excited about this trip. I didn't do anything to them, I said calmly. You did. You chose to involve them in a vacation that was paid for with a stolen credit card. It's your card. You were giving us the trip anyway. I was giving it to the people on the original reservation list. You uninvited me for my own vacation, and then committed multiple felonies to steal my money. Those are very different things. Trevor's face appeared over Amber's shoulder. Listen, we can all sit down when we get back and work this out like adults. But right now we need you to contact the resort, please. The sheer audacity. This man who'd assaulted me in my own home was telling me what to do. My blood boiled. Trevor, you physically attacked me. You pushed me and I lost consciousness, waking up bleeding on my floor. And now you want me to do you a favor. He had the decency to look uncomfortable. That was an accident. I didn't mean for you to fall. You pushed me. You were just trying to calm the situation down by assaulting me in my home that you broke into. I shook my head. I have nothing more to say to any of you. Good luck finding accommodation in a foreign country during peak tourist season with no reservation and limited funds. Jessica, wait. Amber started, but I ended the call. Immediately my father called. I answered on the second ring. What? I said. Jessica, listen to me very carefully. His voice had that authoritative tone he used when I was a teenager. I understand you're upset about how things went down last night. Maybe we got a little aggressive, but canceling the entire vacation is vindictive and cruel. Your mother is having a panic attack. Amber's kids are traumatized. We need you to be the bigger person here. The bigger person? I repeated flatly. You want me to be the bigger person after you broke into my house, knocked me unconscious and stole from me? We didn't steal from you. We took what we needed to go on a trip you were already paying for. I was paying for a trip that included me. You uninvited me and then used my money anyway. That's theft. This is semantics, Jessica. Stop being so damn literal about everything. Family is family. We stick together. Something in me snapped. Family doesn't break into each other's homes. Family doesn't tell each other they're not real family. Family doesn't give away someone's vacation spot to their sister's boyfriend of 8 months. You want to talk about family? Fine. Show me where in the definition of family it says I'm supposed to bankroll your lives while you treat me like garbage. Watch your tone with me, young lady. I'm 32 years old. I'm not a young lady, and you don't get to command my tone anymore. You made your choice when you decided Trevor was more family than I am. Now deal with it. His voice dropped menacingly. If you don't fix this right now, there's no coming back from it. Do you understand me? This will be permanent. Good, I said and hung up. My hands were shaking. I sat on my couch taking deep shuddering breaths. Part of me couldn't believe I just said those things to my father. I'd spent my entire life trying to please him, to be the daughter who had it all together, who never caused problems. But I finally understood something sitting there, in my quiet house with my throbbing head. I could never please him. Nothing I did would ever be enough because I wasn't Amber. I wasn't the one who needed rescuing, so I would always be the one expected to do the rescuing. My phone buzzed with a text from my mother. Your father has a heart condition. Do you want to be responsible for killing him with stress? Please just call the resort. I'm begging you. The guilt trip was so predictable it was almost funny. My father's heart condition was high cholesterol, managed with medication. My mother had always wielded it like a weapon. I didn't respond. Over the next hour, 17 more calls, 34 texts. Some angry, some pleading. Amber sent a voice memo of Mason crying, saying he wanted to see monkeys. My mother sent childhood photos of Amber and me with captions like, "Remember when we were a family?" I turned my phone completely off and ran a bath. I soaked in the hot water until my fingers pruned, letting the Epsom salts ease the tension in my muscles. The back of my head still hurt, but the throbbing had dulled to a manageable ache. After my bath, I made tea and sat with my laptop. My bank account showed the resort charge fully reversed, and I noticed two smaller charges from that night. $73 at a liquor store near my parents' house, and $246 at a sporting goods store. They'd gone shopping with my card before the airport. I added them to my fraud report. Monica, the bank rep, was sympathetic. "I'm so sorry you're dealing with this, Miss Chun. I hope you're somewhere safe. This sounds like a dangerous situation." "I am. I'm home and I've changed my locks. I've also filed a police report." I turned my phone back on. 62 notifications. One message caught my eye. From my cousin David, my mom's nephew. "Hey Jess. I'm hearing some wild stuff from your mom about Costa Rica. Want to tell me what actually happened? I know there are two sides to every story, and Linda tends to exaggerate." I called him. David listened without interruption as I explained everything. When I finished, he let out a low whistle. "Jesus, Jess, that's insane. Are you okay? Did you get checked out?" "Yeah, mild concussion. And they just left you there unconscious?" Apparently my mom suggested they should stay and help, but my dad said they'd missed their flight, so they took my cards and left. "That's felony assault, you know that, right?" The police officer said the same thing. "Are you pressing charges?" I hesitated. "I don't know yet. They're still my parents." "Jess," he said, his voice firm. "They broke into your house and hurt you. The fact that they're your parents makes it worse, not better. They should have protected you, not attacked you." Hearing someone validate my feelings helped more than I expected. "You're right. I know you're right. It's just complicated. I get it. But don't let them guilt you into thinking you did something wrong here. You didn't cancel their vacation out of spite. You reported credit card fraud, which is exactly what happened. The resort canceled the reservation because the payment was stolen. That's on them, not you." We talked for another 20 minutes. He told me about his own issues with our family, particularly his mother's tendency to enable bad behavior. It helped to know I wasn't alone. "Keep me updated," he said. "And if you need anything, call me. I'm serious." After we hung up, my mother tried calling again. I declined. She texted, "Honey, let's talk about this reasonably. Yes, things got out of hand last night, but we're a family. We can work through this. Please just call the resort and see if they can reinstate the reservation. We can pay you back." "No," I typed back. "You made it clear I'm not real family. Real family can handle their own vacation." Then a text from my father. "Jessica, I'm going to say this once. Either you fix this or you're no longer our daughter. Your choice." I stared at that message for a long time. My choice. They'd made the choice when they told me not to come on a vacation I planned. They made the choice when they broke into my home. They'd made the choice when Trevor pushed me into furniture hard enough to knock me unconscious. "Then I guess I'm no longer your daughter," I wrote back. "Don't contact me again." I left the group chat. Then I blocked all their numbers. For the next week, I focused on recovering and fixing my house. The locksmith changed my locks. The window repair company replaced the glass. I filed an insurance claim. I also scheduled an appointment with a therapist. I knew I needed to process everything that had happened. My mom tried to email me several times, sent messages through Facebook. I blocked her there too. From what I could piece together through mutual friends, word travels fast in families. My parents, Amber, Trevor, and the kids ended up staying at a budget hotel near the airport in Costa Rica for 2 nights before flying home early. They put it all on my father's credit card, which he complained bitterly about. My mother tried to reach the resort's management, but they maintained that without valid payment, there was no reservation. She tried to rebook at full price, but the resort was sold out. Amber broke up with Trevor 3 weeks after they got back. According to my cousin David, the stress of the trip disaster had exposed serious problems. Trevor had expected Amber to contribute financially to their emergency hotel and food, which she couldn't do. They fought constantly and broke up at the airport when they landed. My parents told anyone who would listen that I was cruel and vindictive, painting themselves as victims of my jealousy and spite. Some extended family members believed them and cut contact with me. Others, particularly my Aunt Rachel, reached out. When I explained what actually happened and showed her the police report, she was horrified. "I always knew Linda babied Amber too much," she told me over coffee. "But I never thought they'd do something like this to you." "Neither did I admitted. "Are you doing okay?" she asked. "Some days are better than others." The truth was, it was complicated. I felt an immense relief not to be in constant contact with my family, not to be the one expected to solve everyone's problems and bankroll their lives. But I also felt a deep sadness. I'd lost my parents and my sister in one night, even if the relationship had been dysfunctional for years. My therapist helped me understand that I'd been in an unhealthy family dynamic for most of my life, using terms like scapegoat and golden child. She helped me see that setting boundaries wasn't cruel. It was necessary. 3 months later, I took a vacation by myself to Hawaii. I stayed at a beautiful resort, spent my days reading on the beach and snorkeling. It was the most relaxing week I'd had in years. No one demanded my attention. No one expected me to solve their problems. No one made me feel guilty for spending money on myself. On the last night, I sat on my balcony watching the sunset and raised a glass of wine to myself. To real family, I said quietly. Wherever I find them. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Jessica, this is your mother. I got a new phone. Please, we need to talk. I miss you. I looked at the message for a long moment. Then I blocked the number and went back to watching the sunset. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold and violet, I understood something profound. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to walk away from the people who claim to be family, but only ever take. What about you? Have you ever had to draw a hard line with family, even when it felt impossible? Share your stories or thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you think.